Polls do show that the majority of Americans are sympathetic toward Israel, but yesterday thousands of people protested in support of the Palestinians near the White House, and the harrowing pictures of Palestinian suffering being beamed out of Gaza have provoked an outcry and prompted protests across the world. Our chief foreign affairs correspondent Andrea Mitchell assesses whether Israel may achieve military victory but lose the battle of wider world opinion.
As the violence continues with civilians trapped in the middle, Israel's strategy of self-defense is becoming less defensible in world opinion. In Berlin, pro-Palestinian marches. In Kosovo, free Gaza signs. And in Spain, demonstrators against Israel covering their hands in red paint. This week's cover of The Economist, a warning that Israel could be winning the battle, losing the war, as images of Palestinian suffering are shown around the world. A very real problem for Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu.
I think you'd have to reach the conclusion that no set of talking points, however compelling they are from Israel's point of view, can somehow stand up and match up to those pictures, which is why most of the international community is reacting quite negatively, to say the least, to what's going on in Gaza.
Here in the U.S., Israel still enjoys strong support. Our new polling shows 43% of Americans sympathize with the Israelis in the current conflict, 14% with the Palestinians, 43% are unsure. But the generational divide is striking. Among Americans under 45, support for Israel drops to 33%. Among 18 to 29-year-olds, it's only 27%. And the longer this drags on, Israel's global standing risks slipping further, as President Obama cautioned Friday.
Part of the reason why we've been pushing so hard for a ceasefire is precisely because it's hard to reconcile Israel's legitimate need to defend itself with our concern with those civilians.
Right now, Israelis overwhelmingly support their government's push into Gaza to eliminate Hamas tunnels, but they don't want a permanent occupation.
The casualties that would be required to go house to house and secure Gaza would be, I think, something that no Israelis would want. And I think Prime Minister Netanyahu knows that.
The most surprising difference in this conflict, most Arab leaders are quietly rooting for Israel to eliminate the Hamas threat, which they see as a potential threat to them as well. For Meet the Press, Andrea Mitchell, NBC News, Washington.